Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara if you're new here, and in today's video we're going to talk about common ab mistakes. Okay, so common ab mistakes that people are telling you are not ab mistakes. So for this video I did do a little research and I looked at other videos that teach you common ab mistakes. What I found in my research were that there were definitely a few exercises and multiple videos that were showing certain exercises the way that they were saying you should do it in the correct way, and in my opinion it was still incorrect and there's a better way to do them. I know I'm coming at things from a different perspective than a lot of trainers just because I am a physical therapist and I know I have a different view of the body in relation to preventing injuries. But I really want to share this with you guys because I want you guys to be safe in your exercises and really do what's best for your body. With all that said, I really believe that you are your own best teacher. So listen to your body because your body will tell you what is good for you and what it doesn't like. So really listen to it and pay attention to it. There's so much noise, so much information out there for you, which is really amazing that there is so much information available. But just make sure whoever you're listening to, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to moving your body, that that person really knows what they're talking about and has an understanding of the body's anatomy. With all that said, let's get into our first exercise. Okay, so the first thing is finding your abs and contracting your transverse abdominis. So it really is good to do this on all fours because it's a great way to contract your abs. But basically, what I found other people saying was that to contract and find your abs, they want you to arch, pull up, and really like suck in the abs here this way. But that's really unnecessary to do, and you're probably actually not really finding your deep stabilizing abdominal muscles in that position because then you're contracting your rectus abdominis, which is a more superficial muscle. So you actually want to do it with a flat spine, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to keep your belly relaxed and you're going to pull the abs up and in toward your spine while keeping your spine straight. So there really is no need to be arching like this to find your abs. You should be able to find your abs without going into this position. If you feel like you need to get into this position to feel your abs contracting, you probably need to come back a few stages and really work with finding that contraction of the muscle. And I do have a video that goes over that in more detail. I will link that down below for you. But if you can feel it here, you're doing it with the spine straight. So you're going to inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you pull your belly up and in toward your spine. And then inhale, let the belly relax. Exhale, pull the belly up and in toward your spine. And as you inhale, you relax. You're always breathing. Never hold your breath with ab exercises. Really, you never want to hold your breath with any exercises. When you hold your breath with exercises, that causes something called a Valsalva maneuver, especially when you're trying to contract your abs and you're like sucking in, holding your breath. That's really going to mess with your blood pressure. So Valsalva really messes with your blood pressure, so it's really not good to do, especially for people who have heart conditions, blood pressure issues, but really I don't recommend anyone doing the Valsalva maneuver. The next exercise that we're going to go over is an abdominal crunch. So this is something I saw in a lot of videos that they were recommending people do, so it wasn't like just one person, and I have a different opinion on the way you should keep your spine while you crunch. So a lot of videos tell you not to overarch your back this way, which I totally agree with. If you have this huge space in your back and you're like sticking your ribs up in the air, that's not going to be a good position to crunch in. So you want to be more relaxed. What a lot of people will tell you to do is to do a posterior pelvic tilt. So you're basically flattening your back and pressing it into the floor before you crunch. Okay? What I think you should do, and what newer research is showing, and a lot of now in Pilates they teach you to do, is to keep a neutral spine. So a neutral spine is basically you're going to have a slight space in your low back, okay? So you're not overarched, you're not totally flattening down toward the floor, you have this slight space. So you kind of have to find where it feels good for you, okay? And what you do from there, while you crunch, you want to try to keep this neutral spine. So if you have your hands behind your head, you're going to pull the abs down and in like we trained in the first exercise, lift up, keeping this neutral spine. And coming down, obviously never pulling on the neck. When you're here doing this, That's not training in your neutral spine, okay? You need that slight space, abs pull down and in, lifting the shoulders up and off the floor, okay? No like crunching in and curling this way. Elbows stay out to the side, and you're just lifting your chest up. In our lives, so strong ab muscles are important for us to function in our lives and to protect ourselves from injury. We don't really walk around every day in this flattened spine in a posterior pelvic tilt. If we do, we probably have some postural or biomechanical issues. For the majority of us, we are living in our neutral spine. So that's why when we're training abs, doing our crunches, it's better to keep that neutral spine and not be in that serious posterior pelvic tilt. A lot of exercise that I see a lot of people do for their abs that I personally don't like is when you use the cable column to do crunches. So I don't have one here, but I'll kind of like demo so you can kind of like see what I'm talking about. It's basically when you are holding onto a cable column, so there's a rope above your head, you hold onto it, you put some weight on there, and then you're starting to like crunch down. Well, you'd be lifted up this way, so you're crunching from here. I don't do this exercise clearly, so. But basically you're holding the weight above your head and crunching down. If you watched my video on the one exercise that I think you should avoid at the gym, I'll link that down below. But basically I do not like machines or exercises that put weight on you while you're crunching, because that's a lot of weight on your spine and it can really lead to injuries in your discs. I think that there are way better ways to work your abs than that. My other problem with this cable column exercise is I learned this when I was in undergrad, and it like stuck with me, and I never wanted to do this again. But basically, you never want to have weight coming down at the back of your neck. So like an example is in this crunch machine, the weight's up here and it's aiming at your neck. Same thing as when people do a lat pull down and they pull behind their head, the weight is aiming at their neck. I had a teacher that told me once, he was like, do you really want to do exercises with the weight above your neck? Because God forbid something happens and the cable snaps, you're gonna slam the rope or the bar down on your neck, which could cause a serious neck injury. It stuck with me. I believed it. I was like, is it really worth those like 2 exercises that you could do with the weight? There's so many other exercises to get the same muscle with a lot less risk. That's my opinion on it. Like I said, for the ab crunching one, I don't like it for that reason, and then also just because I don't like adding weight and crunching down on your spine. The next exercise I want to show you guys is an exercise that would require equipment at the gym. Basically, it's the exercise where you are, it's like a chair thing, so you like put your arms in it and you're like lifting up, your feet are up in the air, and then you can lift your legs up and work abs that way. So with that exercise, I actually do like that exercise. I did see a video where someone was saying a common ab mistake people make was that when they lift up, that they don't press their lower back and press their butt into the chair. I think you should not press your butt into the chair, because then you're like lifting up and you're like forcing your spine into like this flexion, and it's really going to be like at your lumbar spine. I don't think it's good. Like I said, in the crunching exercise, I think keeping a neutral spine is going to be your best bet. So keeping your neutral spine, you're in your chair, lifting the leg up while you can keep that neutral spine and coming back down. I would not excessively press your butt and your back into the chair. So those are the 4 exercises that I wanted to go over today. I'm really not trying to spread any hate to anyone. I think that everyone who's probably putting videos out there teaching you how to work out, showing you common workout mistakes, is really probably trying to do it with good intentions in their heart. But I really do think the number one thing that's important when we're working out is to make sure we are doing it in a safe and effective way. Feel free to let me know your opinion on this whole thing in the comments down below. And if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!